Peace everyone, Unmasked here and welcome to day 13 of Inktober. Hopefully everyone is having a lovely Saturday so far. I know that I am, and yeah, I am ready to do something a little bit different than what I've been doing. Today I'm going to just be using black ink, a little bit of water, and I'm mostly just going to do kind of like a watercolor-ish painting of this. I don't know if you can see this very well, but I have a chain and lock. Today's prompt is guarded, and this is kind of what I came up with today. Just kind of a locked door with a padlock on it. I thought it was kind of a cool photograph that I'm going to be working from, and I just wanted to try kind of like a watercolor-ish type process with my Koh-i-Noor black ink, and that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm not going to be using any pens. I'm just going to be using a couple brushes. I got a round brush. I got this brush here. I'm going to start off with like a wash over it with a light gray, and then I have a round brush here and a fine liner to do some details. Anyways, let me quickly say hello to everybody in the chat. Hello, Interstanding, Paulo, Richmond, Bad Vibes, Brenda, Diana, Lily, Talia, Debbie Sneaks, and Hildy. Thank you all so much for coming by, and thank you, Talia, for that lovely compliment. Real quick, let me go ahead and start sharing the amazing whale pieces that you guys sent, or that you guys posted yesterday. Yesterday's prompt was a whale, and you guys created some really cool, interesting pieces with the whale prompt. It seems like the common theme was in fact to just draw or paint a whale, which is understandable. With that prompt, it wasn't exactly ambiguous like today's prompt, so I'm really interested to see what you guys come up with for today's prompt. Since it's guarded, I came up with the padlock idea, and I'm interested in what you guys came up with. Let me know in the chat. I am also drinking a little bit of cider, and this is a different cider than I had last weekend. This one is a pear cider, and it's very good. So we're gonna have some fun today. I'm gonna go ahead and start mixing up my ink while the other pictures there are showing up on the screen. Thank you guys so much for submitting those pictures. I love seeing your guys' work for Inktober. And if anyone is new to the stream, new to my channel, and you want some of your Inktober pieces shared on the live stream, be sure to join the Unmasked Art Facebook group. I have the link in the description, and you can post your Inktober pieces over there, and I will feature them on the live stream. Alright, I'm just going to give this a quick mix and probably a test. I can never tell with these inks. The one thing that I always have the hardest time with is determining what the actual value is of the ink that I mix up. That seems rather light. Maybe I can add a little bit of water. So I'm going to take some of this, dilute it even more. Get some more water here, and just think that will give me a nice light tone to start off with my wash here. So just going to get my brush a little damp, and I'm not quite sure what it's going to do with the graphite. It seems to be fine, so that is good news. So for anybody interested, you can do a graphite sketch and then do an ink wash right over top of it, and it doesn't seem to have any problem with that. I was not sure if there was going to be a problem. I was hoping that there wasn't going to be. I just decided to go for it. I'm gonna have to wait a little bit for this to dry once I finish this ink wash here. So if you guys have any questions for me, feel free to start asking now, because it's gonna be a couple minutes while this dries. I don't want to work wet and wet because I lose a lot of detail there. I'm just gonna keep spreading it about so that it dries a little bit quicker and I don't have as much brush strokes showing through. There we go. Yeah, my paper is starting to bow up a little bit, but no big deal. I'm perfectly fine with that. Let's set that brush over there. Oh, let's see. Hello, Wicked Illusions, Ruby, and Melissa, and Jeannie. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce your name, but hello on your lunch break. Thank you so much for coming by. Thank you, Diane. Yes, Anna and I, my wife and I, did have a lovely date night, although plans didn't go exactly as we had hoped. We went to go to the movies, but we checked to see there was a lot of people there. There was a rather long line, and we don't normally go on Fridays. We usually go like on a Tuesday or a Wednesday or something like that. So there's like nobody watching movies during the week, and so we went there to see if our seats were available, because we always sit like in the same exact seats every single time, and they weren't. In fact, the theater was just way too packed, and I was like, no, I can't stand watching movies with people, so I almost never go to like opening night. I think the only time I went to a movie opening was the Star Wars Force Awakens, and maybe Lord of the Rings. Yeah, the third Lord of the Rings movie or something like that, like super long time ago. But yeah, that was about it for movie openings. I don't like to watch movies with people, because if they talk, it just it drives me nuts. Or even if they laugh, I can't stand other people laughing. I can laugh, my wife can laugh, but if other people laugh, I don't like it. So we don't usually go on the weekends. So we decided to scratch the movie, and we got a very tasty dinner at this place that we go to pretty regularly, called Buina, and we get these super tasty Seton wraps, and then we went shopping. We had to get something for my sister before I head to the United States. And then if you're wondering what I'm doing, by the way, if you just came into the stream, I'm waiting for my paper to dry, so that's why I'm not doing anything. I'm just talking. Yeah, it's still really damp. I just want it to dry before I start adding any details. So we did a little bit of shopping, and then we went to this ice cream place that we like to go to, but they ran out of the vegan ice cream. I don't know what the deal is. There's like 2 ice cream places that are worth spending money at, and one has vegan day on Monday, and that's it. And then the other really good place has it on Tuesdays and Fridays. And they had pistachio. Oh, I was so excited to try it, but they were out by the time we got there. It was really, really unfortunate. There's nothing more annoying than the fact that they only have vegan ice cream on Tuesdays and Fridays, and when we get there, people that don't care to eat vegan ice cream eat all the vegan ice cream. That drives me nuts. They should just make all the ice cream vegan, and then there wouldn't be this problem. Let's see. Love watching you. Very pleasant, easy to learn from. Well, thank you, Melissa. I appreciate that. I'm glad that I am easy to learn from. I try to do my best. Great idea using ink like this. It solves a couple issues I've had with today's work. Oh, well, yeah, go for it. Try the ink wash. Try just using brushes and some water. I think you might have some fun with that. The value of colors in a picture is difficult to determine. I have never thought about it till I saw your video about the subject. Yeah, the values, both the values and kind of the exactness of a particular color in an image sometimes can be very, very tricky to pinpoint, because there's a lot of optical illusions that are going on there that can make the process rather difficult. Okay, Debbie. See you soon. Oh yes, people trying to dissect a movie when you're trying to watch it. Yeah, that's very, very annoying. I can't stand watching a movie with somebody that's already watched the movie. It's next to impossible. But they're like nudging you. Oh, check this out. It's like I'm checking it out. I'm watching the movie already. You don't have to tell me to check it out when I'm already in the process of checking it out. All right, this looks dry. I need to get some darker values here mixed up with my ink. So that is what I'm gonna do. I have a few really dark spots in this image, so I'm gonna go ahead and start with those. I don't even think this is dark enough. I might have to go darker than this. This section here in the image is pretty much just black, so. Yeah, so for date night, we ended up not getting ice cream, and we ended up not watching a movie, but we had a nice walk, and I got my sister some bum pants she asked me to get before heading home, so I got that, and we had a nice night. And then we came home and just hung out in bed and watched House until we fell asleep. Nice relaxing evening after walking around and stuff. It was good. It's a good date night. It's always nice to go out and get food. Anyway, some tasty vegan food. The place that we get the wraps from, Buina, we go there almost once a week, and we don't even, when the normal person is working, we don't often go there Fridays. I'm usually playing Magic Fridays, but not this week. The normal girl that works the counter and takes our order, we usually don't even have to order. We just walk in and they're like the normal, like the usual, and we grab our drinks and pay for it. And I always get we get the same wrap, the same Seton wrap, but I always get mine extra spicy, and it's almost an ongoing joke at this point, because Poles, they don't like spicy food. And so when something is described as spicy, for me, it's just comical. It's comically unspicy. And I think maybe twice I've actually had a spicy wrap, even though they're listed on the menu as spicy. So my wife's wrap is also spicy, but I get mine extra spicy just so that it's actually supposed to be spicy at all. And nearly every single time, it's never spicy at all. And yesterday, they actually gave me the bottle of sauce that they put on it to make it spicy. And it was really good sauce. It was super good. And it was surprisingly spicy. I mean, it wasn't like overpoweringly spicy. It was probably less spicy than a jalapeno, but it was really good. And it was funny that they just gave me the bottle, because almost every time we go there and they ask me after we finish eating if it was spicy enough, I always say no, because it would be lying if I said, yeah, it was spicy enough, because it's only actually ever been spicy enough one time. I really, really like spicy food. Anybody else a spiceaholic? I like spicy food so much that I buy jars of jalapenos, and sometimes I will just go in there with a fork and just eat jalapenos right out of the jar. I love jalapenos. They are my favorite flavor of spicy. I put jalapenos in my rice. I put jalapenos on my pizza, in my spaghetti. I put jalapenos everywhere. I love them everywhere. On my burgers, everything. Oh, hello, Anna. Just popping in. Well, I'm glad you came in. And Chris, I see you. Rochelle and anybody else I miss? Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. I think I said hello. Yeah, I see a few of you. I see a few of you are spicy food fans. I don't think Poles know what spicy food actually tastes like, because I've tried spicy food from tons of restaurants. Just nearly every vegan restaurant that we go to, I find some way to make my food spicy. Whether it's the few places that actually have jalapenos or the places that have spicy tomato sauce. I don't know what that's supposed to be. It's never actually spicy at all, ever. And it makes me laugh. It makes me laugh because I've tried spicy food in Poland literally since I got here. And aside from Buina and essentially begging every single time for extra spicy, I cannot find spicy food that's actually spicy. And I just don't think that it's a normal type of flavoring that people go for here in Poland. Do I like taco soup? I'm not entirely sure what you call taco soup. So I probably do. I probably do like taco soup. I love tacos. I absolutely love tacos, and if I can use a spoon to eat tacos, then I probably like that too. Oh, hello, Richmond. Did I miss ya? Hi, just wanted to pop in and say hello to all of and see what you are drawing. My daughter is having a baby shower for her first granddaughter, and I love jalapeno too. Your daughter is having a baby shower for her first granddaughter? Your daughter's daughter, or your daughter's daughter's daughter? Because that would make you a great grandmother, which would be impressive. Also, hello, by the way, Stacy. Glad you were able to pop in. Who doesn't love tacos? Evil people don't love tacos. Yeah, you gotta love tacos. Seriously, tacos and anything wrapped in a tortilla. Like, tortillas are one of the most magical inventions of food ever. Oh, okay, Stacy, I read your comment wrong. Yeah, your first granddaughter. So it's your daughter's daughter. Your daughter's daughter? Your daughter's daughter? Wait, that would just make you grandma. So your daughter's daughter? I don't know. I'm lost. Talia, you're evil? You don't like tacos? Oh, I love tacos and burritos. Oh, they're the best. They're the best. I love burritos. Oh, I love burritos. When I lived by myself in Seattle, many years ago, I essentially lived off of burritos. What I would do is I would make a bunch of rice and beans, and I'd fry up like a bunch of bell peppers and onions and just a whole bunch of veggies. Oh, well, congratulations, Stacy, a new grandmother. And then I would just pile it into a container, and I'd have burrito stuff that would just last me for like 2 weeks. And I would just take some out, put it in a pan, heat it up, and then throw it in a tortilla, and then I'd fry the burritos. Anybody fry their burritos? I always like to fry my burritos after I wrap them up, all with avocados. Oh gosh, I love avocados. Avocados are the greatest. I love avocados. And then I'd wrap the burrito up, and then I'd fry it in the pan, make it kind of crispy on both sides. Oh, I love that. Even though I just ate, you guys are making me hungry talking about all these tacos and stuff. Anna and I went grocery shopping today, so I feel like I missed some things at the grocery store now because I don't have things to make tacos or burritos. Unfortunately, here in Poland, good tortillas are really hard to come by. And even though I generally make my own tortillas, I always loved the tortillas from Trader Joe's. I lived right across the highway from Trader Joe's, and it would just take me like 4 minutes to walk there, and oh gosh, it was so convenient. I miss that convenience. That's about the only thing I miss from living in Seattle, if I exclude my friends. Nachos with guac. Absolutely. I'm actually not hungry. I had some kale and chickpea salad. My wife and I, we were kind of sort of obsessed with chickpea salad. What we do is we just get, I don't know, maybe about 600 grams of chickpeas, and then cut up some tomato and green onion, sprinkle a bit of parsley, salt and pepper, and just eat the heck out of it. It's so delicious. It's super simple, super nutritious. Avocado salad with brown sugar? That is super interesting. That is super interesting. I had never tried such a thing with avocados. I like avocados on my burgers. Avocado and jalapenos on my burger, oh, that's just a dream. And when I say burger, I mean bean burger, not obviously not a meat, a beef burger. I know we're not all vegans here, so some of the things you guys might be referring to, tacos specifically, you're probably not referring to my vegan type of taco. Hummus with horseradish and sriracha. You know, I gotta come clean. I'm not a fan of sriracha. I know that some sriracha is not vegan because it has anchovies in it, but the vegan versions of sriracha that are available, the non anchovy type, it's not my cup of tea with spicy flavors. my all-time favorite hot sauce is the Trader Joe's hot sauce. I mean, actually, Trader Joe's hot sauce, I'm not gonna lie, Trader Joe's hot sauce is actually number 2, but don't tell anybody. Okay, it's actually my number 2, secretly my number 2. My number 1, my all-time favorite, okay, my all-time favorite is actually the hot sauce from Taco Bell, but don't tell anybody. And it can't be the store-bought. It can't be the store-bought that comes in jars. No, it has to be in that little packet. And it's not the hot, I mean, it's not the medium, and it's not the fire. It's just the original hot. You know, when I was a kid, they had hot and they had medium. And they came out with the other nonsense. No, the hot. Just the packet of hots. I used to go into Taco Bell and just snatch those things like crazy. That was before they started putting all the condiments behind the counter. Yeah, so you can't do that much anymore as far as I know. I haven't been in a Taco Bell in 15 years, so that was always my favorite. That was always my favorite. Aside from tacos and burritos, you guys have to tell me what some of your favorite foods are. Aside from that, I might have to put burritos at the top of my list. I do really like pizza. Oh my goodness. When last year, yep, I got some cider again. But this cider is grushka, which is pear cider. And it's very tasty. I never had pear cider before. It's very good. Very good. Last year, Anna and I, we took a trip up to Gdańsk, and there is this place called Port Vegan Pizza. Oh my gosh, it's so amazing. I want to go. It's an 8-hour train ride, okay? It's an 8-hour train ride from here to get to Gdańsk. It is so painful of a train ride. It takes longer to get to Gdańsk than it does to take a train to Prague, because we also went to Prague last year, and Prague is only 5 hours. Gdańsk is 8. It's so painful because I get motion sickness really easy, and trains are the train there was a new train. The train back was like built in the 40s or something, and it was rickety as can be. I had to spend the entire train ride with my head out the window so that I didn't get sick. And because if I keep my head like cool, then I don't get motion sickness as much, and if I can see in the distance, I don't get motion sickness as much. But I am 100% willing to take that 8-hour train ride back up there, just for the Port Vegan Pizza. It was so delicious. It was so good. I can't wait to actually go back up there for that pizza. Gdańsk was a really fun trip. A really, really fun trip. And one of the, I don't know if you guys watched the vlog that I did of our trip to Gdańsk, because I did record the whole trip, but I'm sure some of you probably did. While we were up there walking, we were just walking through JFK Park, or Theodore Roosevelt. I don't know who it was. It was one of the U.S. president's names for some very odd reason. Just randomly taking a stroll through the park to get to this other restaurant, and we were recognized by a subscriber, and that was the first time in public that I'd ever been recognized by a subscriber that had never met us, and it was so crazy. It was so crazy feeling. She knew everything. She knew everything about us. She'd been following my channel for like 4 years, and she was just in love with Anna and I's long distance relationship story, and she knew everything, and it was so cool to meet somebody that only knew us from YouTube, and to just randomly run into them in person. Nothing makes you feel more famous than that. It was really cool. Will, we had World War II in the 40s. Oh, really? Did you now? Yeah, I know. But I don't remember which the president the park was named after. So it could be a president that had nothing to do with World War II. I'm not sure which one. It would make sense. It would make sense. But I don't know. Crystallized ginger is good for motion sickness. What I take for motion sickness is charcoal. I take charcoal for motion sickness, and it does help a lot. You asked about where we would like to see you work, or what we would like to see you work on in your last stream. I would love to learn how to do sun rays and fog in landscape setting with pastels or pan pastels. Okay, I like that idea. Yeah, I definitely like that idea. After Inktober, I'm going to be doing a live pastel tutorial, mountain scenery. So perhaps I'll just throw in some sun rays and show you how to do it. Because it actually doesn't have to be all that difficult. And then fog, the way to do fog really is to just add white or a light gray to the colors where you want fog to appear. Yeah, indeed, Lily. What are the odds of that? Running into somebody that only knows me from my YouTube channel. It definitely was very, very interesting. Alright, I'm going to start adding in some shadows here. That is much darker than it should be. Katarzyna, do you like spicy food? Since I think you might be the only Polish person in the chat, I'm curious. I'm curious if you like spicy food. What's your favorite food, by the way? I want to know what that is. Some activated charcoal has gelatin in it for some reason. Yes, I know. It's not that the charcoal itself has gelatin in it, it's that the capsule is made of gelatin. A lot of the capsule type vitamins and pills and stuff have gelatin based capsules. Trying to do my homework and watch, but this is more important. Most people don't get motion sickness if you're driving. That is how it is for me. If I'm driving, then I've never gotten motion sickness. But if I'm riding with somebody that sucks at driving, or I'm sitting in the back seat, back seats kill me. If I sit in the back seat of a car, it's like instant headache, and all I want to do is puke all over the place. Okay, so you do like some spicy food. All right. Oh, also, by the way, so yesterday, or was it yesterday? I don't know what day it was. I can't keep track of this nonsense. I shared a bit of my music that I wrote on my channel from a long time ago, and I noticed that a few of you went over there and watched it and left a couple of lovely comments. So thank you for that. I'm glad that you liked. I'm glad that you liked my song, and I appreciate the comments. Just wanted to thank you for that. It's been a long time since I've wrote any music, and I sure do miss it. I love writing music. I love pierogi, kluski, slonski. Don't know if Anna made them for you. Oh yeah, we make kluski. We make kluski. Yeah. In fact, I intend to have kluski this coming week because I just bought some dill, and I like kluski with Brussels sprouts. And then after boiling the Brussels sprouts, I take the Brussels sprout water and I make gravy out of it, and then I'll probably have Anna make the dill sauce, but we use the Brussels sprout water broth to make the sauce. Brussels sprout water makes the best broth for gravy. I love it. Broccoli water is okay, but it's not nearly as tasty as the Brussels sprout water. I love the water that comes from the Brussels sprouts. Not sure what it is about it, but I love Brussels sprouts, so. But yeah, we definitely eat kluski. Yeah, Katarzyna, you and Arthur need to come over for dinner one night. I know that the last time it kind of fell through because I don't know, your cat was sick or Arthur got sick. I don't know. He gets sick too much. I don't know if he's listening, but he needs to eat more Brussels sprouts and keep himself healthy so he doesn't get sick so much. You hate Brussels sprouts? You need to leave. You gotta go. You can't hate Brussels sprouts. You can't hate Brussels sprouts. You're crazy. Brussels sprouts are the greatest veggie ever. They're so good. They're bite size. They're super tasty. Gotta love Brussels sprouts. You can't be a member of the Unmasked family and not like Brussels sprouts. Never would have thought to make gravy from Brussels sprout water. You gotta give it a try. You gotta give it a try. It just has so much. It's just perfect. It just has the perfect flavor for gravy. You know, you make your roux You make a little bit of roux, and then you add the Brussels sprout water in, stir it up. You get that nice consistency. You know, add your salt, pepper, and you know, whatever other spices you like to put in your gravy. But the Brussels sprout water is just, it's where it's at for sure. You gotta try the Brussels sprout water for your gravy next time. Yeah, people definitely have different taste buds. Our taste buds are actually how our parents raised us, because everything that you eat from the day that you're born is actually an acquired taste. So whatever you grow up with your parents feeding you, that determines what you like in later in life. In most cases, because obviously there's certain foods that can be a bit harsh for your taste buds. Things like really strong sugars and salted foods, those things can shock your taste buds, mess up your tastes. But everything is an acquired taste from the day that you're born. You're not born with taste buds. And our brains are a bit dependent when it comes to like our evolution. We tend to gravitate towards high carbed foods, which is why we love sugar, because we needed energy millions of years ago, and those high carbed foods with a lot of sugars, they tend to excite our brain. Our brains act like they're on drugs when it comes to sugar, which is why chocolate always is described as being like addictive and stuff. Tofu is one of my faves. You know, to be honest with you, I'm not a huge tofu fan. I do like making tofu scramby. And I do put tofu in my pierogi, but it's mostly potato. It's potato, onion, and tofu. But proportionally, it's probably like 2 to 1 in favor of potato with the filling. Your dad taught you micro macro as a 10-year-old? Been vegetarian since? Oh, well, that's interesting. My dad was vegetarian when he was a little bit younger than me. He said he was vegetarian for maybe like 5 or 6 years, and he really liked being on that diet. He does not do well now. I keep trying to be a positive role model, as funny as that sounds, for my family and for my dad when it comes to their diet, because I really care about my family, and I don't want my family to suffer from very easily preventable diseases like heart disease and strokes and Alzheimer's and all that cancer and all of that stuff. And you know, a healthy diet goes an extremely long way in preventing those things. And I just hope that I can be a good role model for them. Because I know that's not easy for a lot of people. I wish that I could explain why it's so easy for me. Because to be completely honest with you, like I have zero trouble with it. If for some reason I woke up tomorrow and a very reputable study came out proving that I should be eating sandstone, and I don't know, I'm just making something radical up, or maybe I should be eating fish, I don't know, something that came out that scientifically proves I should be doing something different about my lifestyle, then I would very easily incorporate that into my life, and it wouldn't be a struggle for me to do so. So when I went vegan, it was like, you know, I'm cutting out all this food that I've been eating my entire life, but I didn't have any trouble doing it. It was just I did it. I was like, this is the best diet. This is what I'm going to do, and I did it from day one, and I've been doing it since with literally without trying. I just do it, and I never struggled with cheating. I never cheated once on my diet, because really I'd just be cheating myself. So yeah, I just stopped. I literally just stopped eating it. One day I was eating it, the next day I was not, and it's been that way for 10 years. You're new to my channel and you're kind of liking it. Well, I am glad to hear that, Nisa. I'm very, very glad to hear that. And if you have any questions for me, please feel free to ask. Can I have a container garden? I'm not quite sure what a container garden is. There's not really any space anywhere in my flat to grow anything. I do have a bamboo tree that's there. You know, having a couple plants. We have some ivy in our kitchen. Having a couple plants in your house is good because they help clean the air. They're like natural purifiers for the air. So we have a couple plants, but that's about as far as we go. You can't even tell what I'm drawing. Yeah, I haven't. Right now, I'm just doing the shadow. There's shadows here, and this is going to be wood, but I haven't done any of the texture yet. But you can see the chain link here a little bit. It will come together. Don't you worry. Do one piece at a time is kind of what I'm doing right now. I don't do these inked with brushes things very often. I've actually never done anything like this before, so I'm really taking my time and just trying to not rush it, because I know that it's really easy to make a mistake with this if I go wet into wet with my ink. So I am being very, very cautious. You'll start to see what I'm doing more once I get this padlock painted in a little bit. But yeah, right now it doesn't look like much. It doesn't look like anything really. I'm not surprised. I'd be surprised if you could tell what I'm painting, but once I finish this padlock, you'll be able to see it much better. I'm just slowly building up my values, trying not to make any mistakes. It will make a little bit more sense once I put in the wood grain on the backdrop, because this is hanging on a wooden door. You'll start to see the picture a bit more clear. Yeah, Nugget is trying to pick the lock. That's the story. It's trying to get in here, find some secret treasure. Nugget is unofficially a detective, but he is a superhero. This is the community you've been waiting for, artist or vegan or both. Yep. That's the community I want to build. I hope that I can inspire a few of you to perhaps be a bit more conscientious of your food choices. I know that a few of you have went vegan. So I've inspired a couple people, I know for sure, and that makes me feel really good. When I first went vegan, I was on a crusade. I was converting everybody. I was in the military at the time. You know how hard it is to be vegan on an aircraft carrier out to sea? You know how hard that is? Oh my gosh. It's tough. It's no joke. It's no joke. So but my friend Rodney and I convinced him and his wife to go vegan, and they were vegan for a long time. They're not vegan anymore, unfortunately, but they were vegan for a long time, and he was vegan with me out to sea, and we did it. We'd go to the salad bar. I'd just throw every fresh fruit and vegetable on the tray, just pile it up. It'd be spinach and carrots and broccoli, not uncooked broccoli, just raw broccoli. It was mostly just completely raw. When I was out to sea, my diet was essentially 98% raw vegan, which means the food that I was cooking wasn't cooked. The food that I was eating wasn't cooked. Oh, hello, Miriam. I want to go vegan, but my family won't let me. How old are you, Ruby? No, if you like chicken, then you're fine. I mean, chicken was one of the things that I always liked to eat when I wasn't vegan. I don't pretend that meat wasn't good when I ate it at all. I don't. It's just not good for you. And yeah, you're correct. Eggs are actually really, really bad for you. So the fact that you only have one sometimes, that's pretty good, because some people overeat those things like crazy. There's so much about eggs. There's so much about eggs. People are it's a heated debate. There's always going to be heated debate when it comes to diets, because people want to believe what is convenient for them, and nothing about being vegan is convenient. It's actually the least convenient diet that I think I could ever be, but it's so worth it. It's just worth it. The day you started this discussion, my little sister actually had quadruple bypass surgery. Goodness gracious! I hope everything went well. Hope the surgery went well. Milk is gross. Milk is gross. I actually did like the taste of milk. I liked the taste of milk when I did eat it. But the idea, after I was vegan for a while, it dawned on me the absurdity of humans drinking the milk of another animal. It just is weird. It's weird. I don't have another word for it. I mean, I could have a lot of words for it, but it's just weird. Okay, well, Sneaks, I'm glad to hear that she's well. Glad that she's well. Can't imagine going through such a scary surgery like that. Quadruple bypass. I mean, do you guys know what a quadruple bypass surgery is? I mean, your heart is completely unhooked from your body. It's crazy. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. I like those few parts. I know it's not the same, but those few parts in House, the TV show, where they show kind of the mock, because it's obviously not a real surgery, surgeries where, you know, they open up the person's chest and their heart is sitting there beating. Like, yeah, that stuff isn't real in House, but the surgeries exist. Those moments exist. You know, surgeons actually open up people's chests and watch their heartbeat. Like, oh man, it just blows my mind. It just blows my mind. Oh, hello, Matthew. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Trying to do my best here with these chain links. Just doing some light layers and building up the values. That's kind of my strategy here. Doing one section of the chain link at a time. I swear, if I wasn't such a bum when it came to school, like I hated school with a passion, but I think that I would have probably have liked to be a surgeon, a doctor, and do surgeries. That stuff is just, it's just crazy. Cutting people open, playing around with people's organs and then like sewing them back up. It's just crazy. Like, how can you not think that's totally insane? It's like the raddest thing that we do as humans. We cut people open and play with their organs and fix things like their cars, and then just throw the organs back in and sew them up and wait for them to wake up. Oh my gosh, it's just, it blows my mind. There's just some things that when I think about, I'm like, that is the craziest. That is just the craziest thing to think about. I mean, you guys ever have those moments where you think about, you just like, you just think that life exists? You ever have those moments where you're just, I don't know, maybe you're just sitting outside and something, you're like, I am existing in a world where things like this exist? I have those thoughts all the time. I used to have those thoughts like crazy when I was a kid, where I'd be like, I am a human being and I exist on this planet in the middle of the universe, and I can do these things, and I have hands and fingers, and it just doesn't make any sense to me. I have those kind of thoughts all the time. Just when I get in those weird weird moods where I'm just thinking about weird, goofy stuff. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to think about that. Existential curiosity, yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's so weird. Having, I don't think I've ever really had a conversation with anybody about it. Just existing. Like, to try to understand the magnitude of weirdness that's had to happen in the past. I forget how old the universe is. Is it 13.8 billion or something like that? Or is that just the Earth? I forget. How can somebody tell me how old the universe is? Is it 27 billion? I can't quite remember. But to think of all that time that's passed by that led up to this very moment where I'm talking to a webcam to basically the entire human population, if they just would log into YouTube and subscribe to my channel. Wow, what is in the cider? Oh goodness. I don't think I've ever had a live stream like this. Oh goodness. This is fun. Sometimes art weirds me out too. Sometimes I think about what we do as artists. Like if you break it down to just the simplest, most basic thing, like as artists, we can spend a lifetime rubbing material onto very thin sheets of paper. And that's what we do. We rub material on really thin sheets of paper, of wood, pieces of tree, sometimes cotton, sometimes flattened cotton. And like that's what we're doing. We're just rubbing things on really thin pieces of material. Sometimes it makes me laugh when I think of art as being just rubbing things together to create an image. It's so weird. Posted my male drawing in the whale thread, you'd be like, what? I found the most random but correct translation of it. Go check it out while you're in a funny mood after the stream. Posted? Okay, I'm just gonna check it out now. It's not hard. I'll just go to the Facebook group. Let's see. It was day 12. Let's see here. Oh goodness, I missed it. You just shared it not too long ago, I guess. A whale is a term used in gambling. Yeah, that's true. As a poker player, I know that. Super high roller. Yep. They usually, it's usually from the perspective of the casino that they refer to somebody as a whale. Because they come in and, they spend a lot of money because they gamble a lot of money. Yeah. I've watched plenty of documentaries on like casinos and gambling and stuff like that. I love gambling. I'm a big poker fan. I love playing poker. I want to play some poker when I go home. When I go back to the United States, there's a casino up in Cleveland called Jack's that I want to go back to and play in a poker tournament while I'm there. Poker tournaments, they can take a long time though. I don't know. I'd like to, but at the same time, I want to also be spending time with my family and friends. So I don't know. It might happen, but I'm only there for 2 weeks. Which used to sound like a lot. It used to sound like a lot when I was visiting home, but anymore I enjoy being back home so much that 2 weeks feels like just not enough. When I was, I don't know, maybe if you would have caught me like 5 years ago, I would have been like, oh my gosh, 2 weeks. I don't know if I can survive 2 weeks, but anymore, I just want to go be there for like a month. Even a month doesn't really feel like enough anymore. There's just something about getting a little bit older that I appreciate my family more and more, and I just want to be around them. I just want to be close to them more often and for longer periods of time. Especially right now. I really enjoy these tangents you go on. Well, I'm glad that you do. Yes, Texas Hold'em. That's what I like to play. I love playing Texas Hold'em. Love it. So much fun. Wait, you're from America? I thought you were from Europe. No, I'm not from Europe. I am from America. I moved from America 2 years ago. Was it? Nah, it was like 2.5 years ago, to Poland. Do you think you and Anna with 2 A's, not AE, will ever move to the US? I don't think so. I don't think so. If we move to another country, it most likely won't be the United States. It's always been my dream to live in Japan ever since I was like 13 years old. And I think if we were to ever move to another country, it'd probably have to be Japan. Japan just is, it's such a cool country. There's just, I want to live there at least some portion of my life, you know, maybe 3 or 4 years. I think that'd be cool. I got to play Texas Hold'em for my birthday last year. I'm still a kid, but it's fun playing at home, not gambling. Not that I could. Yeah, Texas Hold'em is a lot of fun. I really enjoy playing the game. I've always been kind of naturally adept to reading people, and Texas Hold'em is just one of those games that I can utilize that skill. I mean, there's other forms of poker, but I've never had as much fun playing those as Texas Hold'em. I feel like Texas Hold'em is just the best version of poker. Is it starting to look like anything? I'm in Philly? Oh, okay. Argentinian? Oh, we know you, Batista. Gambling is illegal in Japan, isn't it? So actually there is there's a roundabout way to gamble in Japan. Gambling in general, yeah, is illegal in Japan, but you can go to these places where you can trade money for these like, they look like ball bearings. They're like silver little balls, and you put those into the machine, and you can win the silver balls, and then you can take the silver balls and exchange them for money. So it's like inversely kind of gambling. It's like a roundabout way to gamble, as far as I know. I don't know. I'm not totally up to the laws in Japan. We would love to live in Japan as well, or just go there for honeymoon. Oh, that would be cool, Katejana. That would be cool. Maybe we'll all just move there together. We'll just all go. That'd be cool. Then we'd know people, you know. We'd go there and we'd know some people. Hello from Denmark. Hello, Lena? Interstanding, you take care. Thank you so much for coming by and hanging out. Just about, I'm just about done with this. I'm going to take my liner now, and I'm going to start adding some wood grain. And I'm just going to swipe. I have some ink here. I'm just going to swipe up and down and create some wood grain. And then I'll add some specks and stuff. I'll probably do a little bit of ink splatter to get the wood grain looking the way that I want it. Denisa from Romania. Awesome. Awesome. Not sure if I have very many subscribers from Romania. You might be one of the few. Oh, Romania is not that far from Poland, is it? I'm not quite sure where Romania is located. I'm not huge on the geography of Europe. I know generally where some places are, but I haven't yet fully explored the whole of Europe. I want to do some more traveling someday. I mean, if I'm gonna live in Europe, I might as well travel Europe. Stereotypical American traveling through Europe. Love your shading. Well, thank you very much. Oh, hello, Barbara. Canada. Okay, Ruby. I have not used the Winsor & Newton Pro Marker or brush marker yet, but they do look fun. They do look fun. I love markers. I do love markers. I like the consistency. I think markers are one of the most consistent mediums, and for that reason I am a big fan of markers. Maybe if I ever get, if I ever start making enough money as an artist, I'll be able to afford a better collection of markers. That's my dream. My dream is to just own a larger collection of markers. Loving the wood grain? Well, thank you very much. Wood grain is secretly very easy. If you just spend your time ignoring the wood grain and focusing on the general shadows and layout of the wood, then adding the wood grain over top will finish everything off for you. Keeps it nice and simple. I call that frequency separation. I'm going to do some splattering too. Love your Copic marker work that you do. Hope you do more for Inktober. It's so expensive to be an artist. Yes, it is. Good art supplies are definitely very expensive, and I will for sure be doing more marker drawings as I come up with good ideas. That's really what I have to wait for, is coming up with good ideas. That's where I struggle. The good ideas, those are the hard ones. I found your channel yesterday. I looked at the stream of Inktober from 2017, watched the live from yesterday, then that is how you got here. Okay. Well, I am glad that you found my channel, and I hope that you enjoy the live streams. I hope to see you more often. And thank you for coming by and checking it out, hanging out with us. Every live stream, I swear, is totally different than the last. At least I feel like it is. Today's live stream is a little bit all over the place, but hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it too. I'm probably going to be jumping off here rather soon. I'm just about finished with this. I don't have a whole lot left to do. I feel pretty confident with the way that this is going. I need a bit of wood grain over here. Just throw in some wood grain. Let's do some lighter brush stroked wood grain throughout here. Just get that texture going all over the place. Very, very simple. I'm using just a really, really light. I'm actually using the same ink mixture that I used for the ink wash in the beginning, and just doing a second pass with it. Once it dries, it will be a little less spotty or whatever. And I'm going to use a flat brush. This is what a flat brush looks like. I'm going to grab a little bit of a medium inkish color, and I'm just going to spray a bit. That came on a little heavy. Came on a little heavy. It looks like a murder scene. I just wanted some sprinkles on the wood. Came on a little heavy there in the middle, so now it looks like somebody was bashed over the head with a blunt object. Oh well. It still looks cool. Usually I would say when you're doing any kind of splatter, you should always do it off to the side on a scrap piece of paper first to make sure that you have the right amount. Yeah, it went from guarded to murder really, really quick there. But I like it. I do like it. So it's fine. Clean off my finger. Yeah, it's a little extra. Clean it off my desk before it dries too. The ink can be kind of an annoyance to clean up off my desk. All right. That surprisingly went rather quickly. No pens were used in the making of this. Just the brushes, and it was a lot of fun. This one was actually kind of hard because the reference photo it doesn't have a lot of value changes. The subtle value differences between like the padlock and the shadows and all of that was a little tricky. I feel like I could probably go a little bit darker in the shadows actually, but I'm just gonna leave it as it is. I'm satisfied with the way that it came out, so hopefully you guys are too. Anyways, that is actually going to be it for today. So let me just close things out. Remember, if you're not already a family member of the Unmasked Art Facebook page, I have the link for that in the description. I also have a link for all the supplies that I use that I have used throughout Inktober. Some of those supplies I didn't use today, but I have used them in previous videos. I also do live streams over on Patreon. I have a link for that in the description as well. And you can support me on Patreon for however much you want. But the $5 pledge gives you access to tons of tutorials, live stream tutorials that I do over there. And I know a lot of you are already patrons, and I am very, very grateful. Other than that, I also have a coloring competition going on right now. If you jump over to my Patreon page, you can download the line art and all of that information. You can also find it in the Unmask Art Facebook group. The coloring challenge ends at the end of this month. I have probably 6 or 7 submissions right now. The first place winner gets a choice of any of my current courses that I sell on my website, along with $100 worth of art supplies. So if you want colored pencils, then I'm going to buy you colored pencils. If you want markers, I'm going to buy you $100 worth of markers. If you want acrylic paint, if you want pastels, it doesn't matter what you want. $100 worth of any art supply that you want. Yeah, so that goes to the first place winner. Second and third place winner, they get prints. First place also gets my original coloring and drawing of what the coloring competition is about. So if you are interested in that, you can check that stuff out. Other than that, I'm going to be streaming tomorrow around the same time I did today, a little bit later. Actually, I'd be starting right now, so I'd be starting right now tomorrow. And that's when tomorrow's live stream is going to be. I'm not sure. What is tomorrow's prompt? Tomorrow's prompt is clock. So that's going to be an easy one, I think. And let's see, what else? Yeah, don't forget to share your Inktober pieces in the Facebook group so that I can feature it in tomorrow's live stream. And you guys have a lovely rest of your Saturday, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care. Peace.